were some of the Hollywood inspirations? Zombies are really hot right now. Where did you guys look for inspiration?
Major zeitgeist. I mean, obviously, when I was researching the game, I watched all the movies, even all the way back to the first I Am Legend with Vincent Price. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but everything was good for the taking. We started off with our childhood memories of Romero, obviously, and we wanted, because of the gamepad, you don't want to have Danny Boyle like 28 Day Later Zombies come crashing down at you where you're trying to handle the new screen for the first time. But as we move through the game, the zombies also evolve, so they get more intense, more scary, more aggressive, and although they start the game by being more slow, they eventually end up climbing up ladders and breaching walls. So as you become more skilled in Survivor, the zombies get tougher to beat as well.
Why do you think zombies are having such a resurgence these days on TV and movies, kind of everywhere, gaming?
Well, it's funny, when we first started the game, we realized that once we'd chosen permadeath as one of the key narrative features, that obviously a Survivor that might last all of anywhere between 10 seconds to 5 hours cannot carry a plot line. So we had to make a companion character. So I became obsessed by these guys called the Preppers. And if you look online and you just type Prepper, you'll see survivalist hardcore people who are ready for the end of the world now. And in fact, you'll ask them any advice now, they'll tell you everything you need to prepare. They've got guidelines. There's even a survivalist mom blog online. It made me feel guilty about not even having a Band-Aid in my car. And they'll help you until the shit hits the fan. And once that happens, they're not going to open their door for you. So you're just going to have to deal with it. So one of our characters, each of the different characters, the main characters in the game, represents a different way of surviving. One wants you to hunker down in the bunker, protect your safe house, stock it up, make sure you have options, take your time, make it slow and steady. Another survivalist group wants you to get out of Dodge. They'll try to evacuate you in the game, whether or not you make it depends. And a third main character is hidden in the bunker of the Buckingham Palace. He's a royal household doctor who's trying to search for a fabled panacea, which is apparently a cure eventually to this zombie apocalypse.
So this is going to be a very different take on London than we just saw at the Olympics.
Yeah, absolutely. We didn't want to go there. In fact, God forbid something had actually happened, so we sort of walked around that really carefully. The extortionist games, as they call them. But you were talking about the zeitgeist of zombies today, and I think because between all of the different manifestations, what's the sit-in group? I've lost their name. Anonymous. What's the name of the group who've been sitting in all over Wall Street and in London recently? It's escaped me. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So London is also a perfect setting for that because it's the biggest, bloody capitalist, cosmopolitan banking city in the world. And you've got that with these incredible contrasts of medieval towers and then this incredibly strange royal aspect of it. And where else could we replace your handy baseball bat with a cricket bat for once and beat down beefeaters and royal guards? So it made for a completely unique take on the zombie. And I wrote with Anthony Johnston, who is a British comics author, to make sure that it was extremely authentic because I didn't want to have American wording. I wanted my characters to be true to the actual setting of London. And one of the biggest inspirations for me was from Hell, if you've read that. So Alan Moore, of course, huge fan. Eddie Campbell with his incredibly dark and grisly portrayal of London. And so that was my major inspiration to say we want to make sure that London is vibrant and it's vibrating with its authentic setting. It's not just a zombie game that's stuck in London because it has cool sights. It's a zombie game that takes full advantage of the historical background, the Queen's being there, the royal family, the Tower of London, medieval setting in the middle of a big cosmopolitan modern city. So it's a unique backdrop for that. And I think the bankers are causing the end of the world. That's my personal take on it.